Going to look at sizing an image, and one of the easiest ways to do it is by using our crop tool. So our crop tool is here, or the shortcut for it is C. So if I press C on my keyboard, I get my crop tool. As you can see, I have in here, I have width, height, and resolution, or ratio. We're going to stick with width, height, and resolution for the moment. Just be careful when you're doing this, because there's a couple of options here that can throw you. So if I just put 4 in there, you need to designate or define what you're actually, whether you're using inches, centimeters, or pixels. So if I put in 4px for pixels, you can see just the width of it. If I go for cm, you now see I'm working in centimeters. But for us, we're working in inches, so I go in. And this is the way we have it set up here. Is it's a 4 by 6 inch, which is just an end print, and it's 300 pixels per inch, not pixels per centimeter. So be careful about that one. Okay, so if for argument's sake we wanted to make this a 5 by 7, I'll leave it in this format for the moment, which is portrait format. So if I change that now to 5in, and this one 7in, and still leave it at 300 pixels per inch, which is full print resolution, you'll see that my crop is in the portrait shape or upright format. I can go in and move my image around if need be, but I don't think we want to do that. We'll leave it as the same format. So if I go in here, and just to change, rather than having to delete all this or clear, you can clear it like that if you wish, but just for say we go in for 5in, and then 7in, and 300, we can actually now, just by the simple of these two little arrows here, if I do that, I now get my 7 by 5 format in landscape form. So the simple way of doing it is you put in the width, height, and resolution of the image that you want. You can move your crop in or over, whatever, but it will stay in the same 5 by 7 ratio. So if we go in here, just for argument's sake, and we cut that man out here on the right hand side and bring this one down, you'll see that we can crop into whatever shape we want, but it's in 5 by 7 format. So I can either again crop by using my correct symbol here, or literally double click inside the image. And if I go image size, you can now see that I've cropped exactly to a 7 by 5, 300 pixels per inch. I just go OK. So as with other things, if I just go Command Z, I actually undo what I've cropped, because I just want to show you something else here as well. If for argument's sake you're going to do quite a lot of standard sizes, say like a 5 by 7 or 8 by 10 or whatever, if you're going to be using or cropping to a certain size all the time, you can go down here when you have it inputted like that. If you click on the width, height, and resolution and go down to new crop preset, it will now make a crop preset for you. So 7 by 5 and 300 pixels per inch. If we go OK, now what happens is that we now have a new crop preset. As you can see, I have a few different crop presets here. I have 10-inch high, 300 pixel, 10-inch wide, 200 pixel, 10-inch wide, 300 pixels, and so on. So you can make, if you were doing, say, cropping a lot of images to 8 by 10, you can actually just make a new crop preset. And for argument's sake, if we wanted to do 5 by 7s, I can now go there, straight down, new crop preset, in we go, and from now on, I now have a 5 by 7 crop preset and a 7 by 5 crop preset. One thing we have to watch is if you want to just clear that, the handiest way, rather than just going in and deleting the numbers, just hit clear and go in and type in whatever width, height, and resolution you want. One thing to be careful of here, this 5 by 7 is not a 5x7 inch or 5 centimeter by 7 centimeter or whatever. It's a ratio. So if we click on the 5x7 ratio, and for argument's sake we just swap it around. So the last time we had a 5x7 and we cropped in and we did that, and we came in a little bit closer here and we cropped it, and so far everything is the same as per usual. But if I now go image size, you will see that it's in the ratio of 7x5, but it is not sized to 7x5. It's a ratio. So depending on the size of your original image, it will be cropped nearest that size, but in the ratio of 5x7, not to the size of 5x7. Okay, one more little thing. As we go through this, so I'll go back into my width, height and resolution, and I crop this. You will see if I go into image size, that we have other options in here as well. So our other options is it tells you your width, height, resolution. But if you look here, you'll see that the width and the height are linked together. So if I change one, say I'll change that 8.433, if I change that to 7, the height will change in ratio to it. So if I go 7, you'll see now that I have exactly a 7x5. If you look at the image size, you'll see that our image was 13.1 meg. Now it's down to 9.01 meg. So we're actually losing information out of that image. If we want to, I'm just going to cancel that and go back in again, image size, image size. If we unclick this resample image, what happens is that it links the three width, height and resolution together. So say we wanted a 72 dpi, which is screen resolution, you will see that at screen resolution our image size is quite big. It's 30, a little over 35, nearly 3 foot by a little over 2 foot. But if you look at our file size, our file size hasn't changed. Now why is this handy? Well, you'll notice that with most, in Nikon, when you take the image off the camera, it comes in at 300 pixels per inch. But in Canons, they all come in at 72 pixels per inch. And if it's a full frame camera, you're probably looking at around 60 inches here, but only at 72 pixels per inch. So if I want to see that rather than at screen resolution, have it at full print resolution, what I do is unclick resample. That means now that whatever I do to any of these figures, it will affect the rest of them. So if I change my 72 to 300 and then re-click, you will see that we actually get the image size at full print resolution. It's a really handy thing to know, and always worth when you crop your image to make sure that your image is full print resolution. So thanks very much.